If you work in finance or you're a woman leading with financial responsibility, what I'm about to share might stop you in your tracks. Because something very strange is happening in the financial world right now. Artificial intelligence is advancing at lightning speed. Banks are investing billions of dollars in AI right now. Fintech companies are racing to build smarter platforms. Automation is transforming everything from customer service to investment decisions. But while technology is accelerating, trust is slowing down. And in finance, trust is everything. The uncomfortable truth is that many people are starting to feel more afraid of the financial system instead of more confident in it. And if we don't talk about this now, the consequences will be bigger than most institutions are prepared for. So today, I want to walk you through something that not enough people are discussing openly: the growing trust crisis around artificial intelligence in finance. Why it's happening, why ambitious women leaders are uniquely exposed to it, and why the institutions that figure out how to rebuild trust will uniquely dominate the next decade. Now, before we go deeper, if conversations like this matter to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Because this space is where we talk about leadership, financial safety, and the real issues shaping the future of finance. And if you know someone working in banking, fintech, or financial leadership, share this video with them, because this is a conversation our industry needs to start having now, not 5 years from now. Now, let's start with something that surprised even me. Across Canada, consumers are becoming increasingly worried about the impact of artificial intelligence on financial security. In fact, a national survey from TD Bank found that 75% of Canadians say artificial intelligence makes them feel more vulnerable to fraud. Think about that for a moment. 3 out of 4 people feel less safe because of the same technology that institutions are promoting as progress. The same survey found that 82% of Canadians believe scams are becoming harder to detect because of AI. And 86% say they are more worried about fraud today than they were 5 years ago. These numbers are not small. They signal something deeper, a shift in how people emotionally experience the financial system. And the concern isn't just coming from consumers. Businesses are feeling the pressure too. A research from KPMG shows that 81% of Canadian companies that experience fraud reported that the attacks involved AI-enabled techniques. And nearly 3/4 of those companies say AI-driven fraud had already cost them up to 5% of their annual profits. So while AI is helping companies automate processes and improve efficiency, it is also helping criminals become more sophisticated. Fraud today looks very different from what it looked like even 5 years ago. Artificial intelligence can now generate voices that sound like real people. It can create videos that look completely authentic. It can produce emails and messages that appear identical to communications from trusted organizations. Imagine receiving a phone call that sounds exactly like your colleague, or a video message that appears to come from your CEO, or an email that looks like it came from your bank. This is no longer science fiction. This is already happening. And that's where the real danger begins. Because when someone falls victim to a scam, the damage isn't only financial. There's also emotional damage. Many people feel embarrassed. They feel ashamed. They feel like they should have known better. And that shame often prevents them from reporting what happened, which means the problem becomes invisible. But here's what many financial institutions still underestimate. Clients don't just lose money in these situations. They lose trust. They start questioning every message they receive from you, every phone call, every email, every interaction with your financial system. And once trust begins to dissolve, rebuilding it becomes extremely difficult. This is why the rise of AI fraud is not simply a cybersecurity issue. It's a leadership issue. Financial institutions are now facing a moment where they must decide what kind of relationship they want to have with the people they serve. Do they want to move faster with technology, or do they want to move smarter with trust? Because innovation without trust doesn't create progress, it creates anxiety. And anxious clients don't stay loyal. They withdraw, they hesitate, they look for alternatives. Now, I want to talk about a group that is carrying an especially heavy responsibility in this moment: ambitious women leaders. Many women today are not only building careers, they're managing wealth for their families, leading teams, running businesses, supporting communities. They're making major financial decisions that affect the lives of many people. And they are doing all of this while navigating a financial landscape that is becoming more complex every year. AI generated scams are increasingly targeting professionals and decision makers, people with authority, people with access, people who control financial resources. In other words, people like you. And what makes this even more challenging is that many leaders were never trained to navigate this kind of risk. We were trained to manage budgets, to invest capital, to grow organizations. But we were never trained to recognize AI generated deception. And that gap is exactly where criminals operate. This is why I believe the most innovative organizations in the next decade will not simply be the ones that deploy the most artificial intelligence. They will be the ones that understand something fundamental. Technology must move at the speed of trust. Because at the end of the day, finance has never really been about numbers. It has been about relationships. When someone gives you access to their money, they are giving you access to something deeply personal: their security, their future, their family stability. And if people start to feel that those things are no longer safe, the entire system begins to shake. Now, I want to ask you something, and I want you to really think about this question. If one of your clients fell victim to an AI-driven scam tomorrow, would they feel safe coming back to you? Would they feel comfortable telling you what happened before they moved their business somewhere else? Or are you prepared to lose billions of dollars before you admit lack of leadership and best interest of your clients? The answer to that question says a lot about the culture of trust inside your organization, because the institutions that will thrive in the future will not only focus on protecting transactions, they will focus on protecting its people. They will educate clients and their advisors. They will build systems that prioritize clarity, and they will create environments where staff feel safe speaking up when something goes wrong. And the leaders who understand this now will quietly shape the future of finance. This moment we're living in right now is not only a challenge, it's also an opportunity to rethink how we lead, how we protect our clients, how we rebuild confidence in a digital world that is changing faster than most people can process. Because trust once lost, it's incredibly difficult to regain. But when trust is protected and nurtured, it becomes the most powerful competitive advantage any institution can have. Now, if this conversation resonates with you, I want to invite you to take one small step. I've opened up a few spots of confidential 15-minute conversations in my calendar for leaders like you who want to explore how to strengthen trust and reduce exposure to AI-driven financial risk. Sometimes one conversation can reveal blind spots that technology alone cannot detect. So, if you work in finance, fintech, leadership, or you are a woman navigating significant financial responsibility, you are welcome to book one of those conversations with me. You'll find the link in the description below. And before you go, I would love to hear your perspective. Have you noticed growing hesitation or distrust when people talk about AI and financial decisions? Have clients started asking different questions? Have conversations about fraud become more common in your organization? Share your experience in the comments. Your insight might help someone else recognize risk before they become the next victim. And if this video makes you think differently about the future of finance, Take a moment to share with someone in your network, because the more leaders who understand the shift today, the safer our financial systems will be tomorrow. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss future conversations about leadership, financial safety, and the rapidly changing world of AI in finance. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I look forward to continuing this conversation with you in our call and the next video.
Okay, let's go.